Hello, welcome to another Why Are Comics So Addictive. I haven't done one of these in 6 months, something like that. But um, it's addictive as comic books were and still are to me. I went through many cycles, uh, as far as ups and downs. No doubt, from 81 through 84 was a straight shot up. The first 3 or 4 years was just absolutely thrilling and amazing as I discover artist after artist after artist and just soak it in as far as pure bliss. Okay. Um, and then so I would say 81 through 84, and then it kind of flattened out in by 85, and then sure enough, I went to college and things change. My priority change, life change, other interests took over as far as priorities. And then on top of that, you had to look at almost every single titles that I collected went through the down cycle. You have John Byrne leaving the Fantastic Four, John Byrne leaving the Alpha Flight. I stopped collecting both of those titles after John Byrne left. Dave Cockrum leaving the X-Men. I still collect the X-Men, but definitely was not a big fan of Paul Smith and other people that come right after Paul Smith. I know a lot of people like Paul Smith. He was not my taste. And then you have your question of George Perez leaving the Teen Titans, Bill Sienkiewicz leaving the New Mutants, and then Walt Simonson leaving Thor. So yes, by 85, it was, I would say, it's flattened out and start to slide downhill because I felt that just about everyone that I love, all the artists that I love, left the titles, and I was more into chasing artists in those early days of collecting. I collected more for the arts. The story was important, but it was not as important. It was not equal yet. I want to see great art first and foremost. So when an artist leave a title, unless the replacement appeal to me, I stopped buying. Except for the X-Men. X-Men was the only book that I stuck through, regardless of who the artists were at the time, because I enjoy the member of the X-Men so much, like Wolverine, Colossus, Nightcrawler, you name it. So I didn't mind the art as much. But by 1988, so you have 81, 84, 85, and then 86, 87, 88. There's a flip in 1988 again with Todd McFarlane. When Todd McFarlane came on the Spider-Man, which I was buying, I was excited. Something different. I'm definitely not, like, wow, Todd is the greatest. His style is unique. I like what I gravitate toward artists is if somebody have a style that this distinct and unique. I liked it. It draw me to something different, and I was excited, happy to see that Todd McFarlane came on the scene. But the one artist that really ramped up my excitement for comic books again happened when I stumbled across this book. Okay, I was, the Punisher was something that I was not collecting. Um, I did not become a big fan of the Punisher until later. But for whatever reason, his appeal just didn't cross my mind yet, because I I don't know why. I never even opened a book to read the Punisher up until this point when I saw this cover. Being a Wolverine fan, I remember browsing at the comic book store in Plattsburgh, New York, where I went to college, and I saw this cover. I'm just like, whoa, what is this? Who is this? Who drew this? This is amazing. I love Wolverine, so it was a no-brainer to buy this and take it home and see Jim Lee. This was my first Jim Lee book that I bought. This is my copy off the rack. And I remember staring at every single. I mean, it's the first time. When Todd McFarlane came out, I like his art, but my reaction to this book was very similar to my reaction to New Mutant 18 or Thor 337. Every panel for me was just like eye candies. I was like, wow, amazing. Who is this Jim Lee? And it immediately, get me excited. I remember right after I read this book, I'm like, please, the comic god, please put him in the X-Men title. Look at what he's doing here. Let's replace whoever it is that's drawing the X-Men back then. Put him in as the artist, please. I was begging the comic god to do it for me, because the way he drew Wolverine in this book was just so amazing. So, and it's an immediate love for Jim Lee. And sure enough, I began to search out his work, and one of these days I will do a spotlight on Jim Lee to show his evolutions from how he started until he reached this point. And for those that a big Jim Lee fan, probably some of the cheapest stuff that you can buy on eBay is his run on the Punisher War Journal. It's fantastic. It's a lot of fun. I had a lot of those books. I even I bought them, and then I keep buying the books even after Jim Lee left, because the replacement was fairly decent, in my opinion. But over the years, I have given away most of those books. I still have a handful of, I have most of Jim Lee books, but I had to say, so 88, 89, and then, of course, you have Weiss Portacio coming on the scene also. So I had to say 89, 88, 89, 90 was another ramp up into excitement, so but that has been with me that way with the hobby. I don't go through, there's no one level. There are always fluctuation in happiness and blah, and so I just love to hear what other people cycles work. If you have ups and downs, highs and lows with the hobby. This is not a tag video, but I love to hear people's story of collecting. So if this topic interests you, I'd love to hear, what was your high and lows and highs and lows through your collecting cycle. And that's it. That's my cycle from 81 to 1990. Okay, so those 9 years have been pretty good. From 91 and 92, it started to come down again. And by 93, it really hit bottom. So yes, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Until the next video,